Hi, this is Daniel Hutchins, and welcome back. This is Marvel Insider Check-In of 4/11/21, Part 2. So if you haven't watched Part 1, you have to watch that, and then you watch this one. Because you're not going to really understand the tie-in unless you watch them both. So, okay, so I'm still a level elite. I have 141,000 points and 33,000 points. So now, of course, I don't have to talk about the last time I signed in because I signed in today. So that saves you some time. Okay, so now we are going to be doing a couple more articles, and then I'm going to probably take a break and probably do some other activities because I am just not tired yet, and I'm not feeling really too sleepy right now because I have a lot of things on my mind. So yeah, so we are now going to be talking about, for our first activity, we are going to be talking about Noel's Army from King in Black #2. Okay, so of course some of those things you can read in Marvel Unlimited, and of course there's some other stuff in Marvel Unlimited that is new since March of 29th of 2021, which includes Amazing Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Excalibur, King in Black #2, Maestro, Marvel, Spider-Woman, Star Wars Bounty Hunters, and U.S. Agent. So now we go right into an article which says, what happened to Eddie Brock? Well, if you read King in Black, that will tell you. So things look so dire for Noel's last victim, that was Spider-Man, which had to break the news to Brock's son that his dad might not pull through. Thankfully recovered by Spider-Man, the laboratory from Fantastic Four, and of course Valkyrie and Jane Foster also are involved as well. After that, there's more. There's Noel's Fallen Army. Okay, so there's this creepy photo down below it that has some heroes that became really weird looking. So Noel's corruption of New York has also claimed waste to some heroes. From Thing, Captain America, Miss Marvel, Cyclops, and more. And of course, because of diplomatic challenges, Charles Xavier, or we know as Professor X, and Magneto are largely concerned about their people from Krakoa. Well, no shit, that's the place where the X-Men stories of recent have happened. So again, not like it really matters, but it still kind of ties in, so it does kind of matter, so yeah. Not yet realizing the global scale of Noel's invasion, the question remains, how can Noel's possession of these victims, assuming it's not permanent, now of course Blade, Jane Foster, Black Panther, and Iron Man get involved too. So then next is all hands on deck, including Namor, which we also know as the Submariner from Atlantis. So of course Reed Richards wasn't too thrilled that Namor the Submariner had to get involved as well, but that's what happens when you have a big freaking invasion that wipes out a lot of your heroes in New York City. So yeah, so that is that article then. So we're going to be doing another article. Let's see. We're going to try to find some information, and if not, then I don't know what I'll do. But I'm hoping I can find some information because this is a check-in of Marvel Insider. So next we are talking about is the Mighty Valkyries, arrival of the vibrant variant cover. by legend artist Russell Dodderman. Okay, so back in January, Marvel gave you an inside scoop of the Mighty Valkyries, which was a new series picking up after the events of King in Black Return of Valkyries. Written by legendary artist Jason Aaron and his sidekick Torin Grönbeck, with art by another sidekick, which is some Mattia de Louis. You can witness the return of Jane Foster and Valkyries when this book was on sale on April the 21st. Today, we have a look at a new variant cover done by this artist, and of course the picture is below, but I can see it, but you can't see it. So you're going to have to go to Marvel.com and look it for yourself. Or there's something that's called Google, so try looking that up yourself. So, I'm sorry, but that's what you kind of have to do. You just kind of have to listen to me talk, and then I tell you information. So now that we have your attention, take a look at some of the stories that are done by the artist. Of course, you can't see those pictures. You're going to have to do those yourself. So Jane Foster gets a fresh start and allies both new and old. She has believed that she was the only Valkyrie left. But of course she has a surprise from the enemy Null, the King in Black, had proved her wrong. So now the Valkyries must redefine their roles in the changing world, and Asgard's not going to make it too easy. When we have Loki, god of mischief, comes to Jane with some rumors of a beast stalking the souls of Midgard, and she leaps into action, but she's not the only one after this strange wolf hide. She's gonna need backup. Well, no shit, you're gonna need some backup. But her agent co-worker has other priorities. So years ago, the Warriors have made promise to women she's loved, and now it's time to follow through. So get the real story behind the Marvel Universe's newest star, and don't miss the start of an all-new epic adventure, which was from our legendary artist Jason Aaron and his two woolly sidekicks, who just draw and do art. Okay, so Mighty Valkyries #1 goes on sale on Wednesday, April the 21st, and you could pre-order today online or go to your local comic book store. Because chances are, you go to a comic book store, they should have it. So again, the picture down below is actually pretty cool too. So be sure to ask your local comic book store about your current business policies and social distancing because of, COVID-19. The thing that had wrecked us last year? Yeah, that. So you gotta ask them about that and their hours and shit. So then you can also read some of the comics from Marvel comic apps, which you can download that app from iPhone, iPads, or Android devices. From our smart panel and features to new generation reader experiences for all types of mobile devices and tablets. So then again, it references Jane Foster, Loki, and Null. Okay, so that is that article. So we're going to be doing some more, so don't worry. Don't be too worried. I am going to be doing some more information. So we are going to try to find some information. That's right. We are going to try to find some information. Okay. Of course, I can't play the videos because those are things I do myself, but I can read you some articles because that is what I do. Okay, so Women of Marvel. This is a character spotlight. So now we have some books I want to just talk about. So we have Kate Pryde from Marvel Marauders #1. This talks about a veteran ex-woman that becomes a captain of her own crew on a mutant island we know as Krakoa, with a twist. Okay, so next on that list is Monica Rambeau from Marvel Now #1 Ultimates. Of course, you already probably know Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, Captain Marvel, and shit. So I can't really tell you too much about that, but of course, if you know Monica Rambeau, leave some comments below. Next, we have all new Wolverine. which of course that was from 2015. And of course it holds the story about X-23. Next you have the Marvel Ultimates America Chavez. Of course she was in a Marvel animated series which was kind of a little bit stupid. It was called Marvel Rising. But of course that is a show that kind of referenced some next generation superheroes. Okay, so next after that we have Black Widow 2016, number 1. Of course, it talks about the S.H.I.E.L.D. Most Wanted and the Eisner Award-winning team of Mark Waid and Chris Samnee, and they are taking Black Widow on a new quest, from which she was betrayed former Confederates of S.H.I.E.L.D. from her heels on a lifetime of training and her ingenuity at her disposal. Natasha's out for some answers and some kick-ass drag-out tale for some action and espionage. Next, we have Captain Marvel, which, of course, we saw her movie. So if you haven't seen her movie, check out her movie. But she has a book from 2016. And, of course, there's nothing special about that. It's just her origin. So next, you have after that is Silk, which, of course, she's some girl that was from the Spider-Verse. Her real name is Cindy Moon. She kind of basically has the same powers as Spider-Man, only she's just really different in different ways, of course, but of course she has sort of the same abilities. And she has a book from 2015. Okay, so next we have Guardians of the Galaxy 2015. We have Gamora. Of course, this talks about her again, and of course it talks about how she is the deadliest woman in the galaxy. Well, no shit, she's the deadliest woman in the galaxy. She works beside Thanos. I mean, if you watched Avengers Infinity War or Guardians of the Galaxy or any of those movies, you would surely know that. So again, next on the list is Hellcat, which not really that important, but it's Patsy Walker. And of course, that book was from 2015. Next, we have Ironheart, which is supposed to supposedly have her own show pretty shortly, according to the rumor at least. And she is going to be the new replacement for Iron Man, actually. And her first appearance was in 2015. Okay, so next we have another Guardians of the Galaxy character we know as Mantis. Of course, you know Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Of course, she was kind of like the slave to Ego, which we know was the father that, of course, was Peter Quill's father, but he had to kill him because he didn't want to have celestial power. So, yeah, Mantis has her own peculiar origin of her own. Of course, she was raised by Kree alien sectors, but they were worshipped from their celestial Madonnas, which you can check out this Avenger or Guardian of the Galaxy in this book from 2008. Next, we have Shuri. Of course, you can't forget about the princess of Black Panther, or the sister of Black Panther, T'Challa. We have the book Shuri. She embraces her many roles in Wakanda after the disappearance of her brother T'Challa from the 2018 Black Panther, and she's now pressured to assume the mantle of her brother. Well, no shit, because Chadwick Boseman just died recently, so somebody's going to have to do responsibility of the kingdom, and her book was from 2018. Next, we have the Inhumans, and in the Inhumans, we have Medusa, and of course, she's the queen of the Inhumans. Of course, she's married to Black Bull, and her book was from 2015. After that, we have some weird character, which I don't even heck know, Misty Knight. She has her first book from 2006. I guess she kind of just has her own miniseries as well. Next, you have Mockingbird. Now, if you don't know Mockingbird, she was referenced from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. At least I think she was referenced from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was formerly known as Agent 19 of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she has a lot of skills. And her book was from 2016. Next, we have the new next generation character, Miss Marvel. Now, Miss Marvel, she is also in the new video game, The Avengers, which, of course, that game has some really mixed reviews, but she also has a book of her own. Her first book was from 2015. Next, after that, we have... Hold on, we're going too fast. But after that, we have Scarlet Witch. She has her own book too, because you can't go wrong with Scarlet Witch. Wanda Maximoff, of course, and she has her own book from 2015. Alright, next we have the She-Hulk, which of course, as we know, is Jennifer Walters. She's a part-time attorney, and she sometimes fights with the A-Force. Which, if you don't know what the A-Force is, it's basically a group of Avengers who basically are all females. Okay, so next we have this book that comes next is Spider-Woman. Of course, you know her as Jessica Drew. And of course, her first story was from 2015. And of course, she's referenced in some Avengers books. Some of the earlier ones, of course, I think. And yeah, her book is pretty good, I think. I've read it probably a couple times, actually. Yeah, so next on the list we have Squirrel Girl. Of course, she's one of those weird characters that are now, next generation heroes. And she has her own book from 2015. Okay, so next you have Storm. Of course, you can't forget about Storm. She is one of the most popular female X-Men ever in Marvel Universe. She has her own book from the Extraordinary X-Men series from 2015. She is one of the second most popular characters next to Cyclops. And of course, so yeah. So next we have Thor. But it's not the Thor that you're thinking of. It's Thor's girlfriend. We know, Jane Foster. Yeah, she has her book too. It's The Mighty Thor 2015. After that, we have The Wasp. Of course, this ties into Secret Invasion back from 2008. So, yeah. That is all the books of all the different females of the Marvel Universe. So, yeah. That was just for, I think, Women's History Month. And I just didn't get a chance to read it or talk about it until I decided, oh shit, I should talk about it today. So that's what I did. Okay, so now I gotta sign back in with my password. And I'm gonna be doing a few more articles. Alright. Now, if you're bored, I understand, but at the same time, this is vital to all subscribers who are under my channel because they need to know this information. And if you're new to this video or this experience, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do one more article and I'm gonna wrap it up. So next we have another close-up of Sharon Carter. Yep, she's a S.H.I.E.L.D. operative and spy that also has a career in espionage and was an ally to Captain America, and also is known as the Daughter of Liberty and a premier super agent. And a really hot one, if that. So okay, so Sharon Carter, aka Agent 13. These are just some stories that she's in. So okay, so she has her first appearance in Tales of Suspense, 1959, number 75. She was beside Iron Man and Captain America. which again, that was pretty neat. But again, I was not alive back then, so again, if you have a grandfather or someone who was alive in 1959, maybe they might remember, or maybe they don't. Alright, so next we have Double Agent. Tales of Suspense 1959, number 92. Yep. Next we have Captain America 1968, number 103. Of course, this talks about the Red Skull. After that, we have the Femi Force, which was Captain America 1968, number 144, which also puts into reference of President Nixon, who I personally think is the worst president in all of our history in our country. Next, we have Return to Duty and Captain America 1968, number 445. Yep, you just gotta love dumb books, right? Right. So next we have Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Captain America 1998. Of course, she's made a couple appearances in some 90s books for Captain America. If you didn't remember that, ask a comic book person, because surely they'll have some old books that have Sharon Carter in some. So again, next we have Death of Captain America. Of course, this follows up from after Agent 13 herself has survived after Civil War event. And this was from 2004. Next we have The Secret Avengers. From 2010, Secret Avenger. Of course, her being a freelance agent, no stranger from the tide of Shadow Ops, she was the perfect partner alongside the ex-Captain America, Steve Rogers, as he led a team of covert operatives against the power grab of Roxxon. Okay, so next we have Versus Zemo. Of course, this was a continuation by Ed Brubaker, Legendary Captain America series. Sharon also co-stars with Steve Rogers and Falcon to take down Bravo and Baron Zemo. Next, we have Rescue in Dimension Z, a very, very, very well-forgotten book from 2012. Of course, Steve Rogers was kidnapped and trapped in a genetically modified world from Arnim Zola. Sharon had worked with Falcon to pull his rescue, but while stuck in this realm of mutates and time warps and shit, Sharon, inadvertently aged decades from a transformation that eventually had reversed years later. Yeah, so next we have Secret Empire. Of course, I read that book, and I actually own that book. It's from 2017. So Secret Empire, Captain America, Steve Rogers, 2016, was the addition to Secret Empire event. It is one of the most personal challenges up to now. Sharon Carter staged an attack on Captain America, and was now working as a sleeper agent for Hydra. You could read Captain America Steve Rogers number 19 from the Fallout. Next we have Captain America Daughter of Liberty. This was a short year after Secret Empire. This was in 2018. So the Daughters of Liberty, an assembly of superpowered revolutionary women of history. The modern day daughters were resembled by Sharon Carter to clear away Captain America's name following a murder change, which, of course, Agatha Harkness, Misty Knight, Spider-Woman, and some other random women had just made some guest appearance of some sorts. Next, we have All Die Young, 2018, Captain America. Of course, this book was pretty forgotten as well. But, of course, it's a recooperative power and Shuri's magic and Sharon's soul and natural age had been restored during a battle against Selene, which I don't fucking know who she is. But she is an immortal goddess connected to the Power Elite. But at first, she suits up in the Iron Patriot armor, which I think is pretty freaking weird, but okay. So, yeah, those are all your books that had referenced or had talked about or had starred Sharon Carter through different various sections of the Marvel Universe. So we are already 25 minutes in this video. So I want to just kind of make this a wrap. And again, if you guys have any comments at all, please drop them below. If you like my content, please hit a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay. And again, I understand, because sometimes comic books aren't for everyone, but only for some who are interested in the universe. So long story short, I'm sorry I'm kind of looped around the horn, but again, this ends the part 2 of the Marvel Insider check-in of 4/11/21. And as we are wrapping up this video, I am plugging in my computer, because God forbid if I have my computer die in the middle of this video, it will all be lost. So I just plugged my computer in. So I gotta give that a little bit of a change to charge. And of course, so yeah. Anyway guys, hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and I might be doing more videos during the week, I don't know yet. Might be during the night time mostly, but again, you guys have a nice day, nice night, etc., etc., etc. And of course, try to look out for more videos whenever I post them. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe if you haven't yet, because I have some pretty nice content. So again, you guys have a nice day. Bye.